everyone. Hey, you're in the office with me, Joseph Skoda. I'm asked more often than not, what inspires me or how do I inspire others? I often start my day off with a smile and in a good mood, and that's what you're going to see most of the time. If I'm not in a good mood, obviously something rubbed me the wrong way. And I think a lot of us can relate to that. But more importantly, what inspires us each and every day to want to do just a little more? Or probably more importantly, focus on a goal or desire that we've had and maybe lost interest in or lost focus for whatever reason. Now, sure, pandemic, illness, sickness, death, loss of job, income, all of those things do affect us. Usually in a negative way, I'd have to say, of course. So how do we get up each and every day to want to do just a little more? Or maybe at least go to where we were before we started falling behind. Now, myself being a veteran, a United States Air Force veteran, very proud career I had, it wasn't perfect. It took me a long time to work my way up the ranks and get promoted. I mean, a long time. And educational wise, it took me 12 years to get my first 2-year associate degree. Yeah, I was going nowhere fast. And sure, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and I felt things weren't quite where they should have been in my life, and I didn't have the income I thought I'd be making at a certain point in my life, or the homes or cars or any of those things. It wasn't until actually I retired out of the Air Force and started trying to figure a few things out where things started coming together for me. You see, during my career, I was told where to go to work, kind of told what to drive by the income I was provided as well as where I was going to live, all depending on how much money I was going to make. And every 3 or 4 years, I had to move to not just another location, but a different state or different country. I spent a lot of my career in the Philippines, Saudi Arabia, Japan, Arizona, Maine, South Carolina, California, and plus all around the world I've been deployed to or visited for one reason or another. And some of those kind of things inspired me. You see, I watched people move up the ranks quickly, or at least make a lot more money as a commissioned officer in the military. Now, I started off as enlisted. Enlisted is great. 90% are enlisted and we're doing just fine. But it was those 10% that were doing just a little better. Sure, the responsibility was usually a little tougher, but as we work our way and mature, we're usually ready for a little bit more responsibility. It was the second lieutenant when I was stationed in Okinawa, Japan, who took me in the office. He says, I hear you talking behind my back, how you're wondering why I get this and I'm in charge there and I'm much younger than you and I have a better life. I hear that. But he said, hey, Joe, you can have what I have. You can go back to school. You're smart. You can have what I have and probably even have it better. Too often in life we're pointing fingers or jealous or bragging that we're smarter than the other person, even though they're making more money and seem to have a better lifestyle. But how often do we pursue what they have the right way? Instead of pushing, get out of my face, thinking we're better than them, and vice versa, because it does go both ways, we can have what the other person has. Follow in their footsteps, take some of their advice, don't need to take it all, find what fits for you. But if you really want to make a little extra money, you really want to get that supervisor or management role, you really want to drive a nicer car, listen and watch and observe those around you that have what you're looking for. I understand 12 years to get a degree. Are you kidding me? Hey, 12 years after that, got my PhD. Exciting? Yeah, it's kind of a personal goal of mine. But I don't talk a lot about that. I talk more about how I'm helping veterans find a purpose in their life. I talk more about how I'm helping a person who lost their job think an entrepreneur spirit. I talk a lot about the importance of finding a coach and mentor in our lives to figure things out. That's how I inspire others because it was a young lieutenant telling me, you can have what I have. You're smart, go for it. I was never really told that before. Sure, I was told, don't worry, you get promoted next time. Don't worry, you'll be okay retired. Don't worry, you'll find a job when you leave the military. Guess what? I could not find suitable employment when I left the military. I did have a job for a couple months. It was paid me very well. It was exciting, but I was not unable to hold on to it very long. You see, I've got my own anxiety, post-traumatic stress, depression, things that bother me. Things that bother me. Call them pet peeves, call them whatever you want to. But, I've got your six, situational awareness, always looking around, like to have my back to the wall. But as I came out of my own funk when I left the military, when I came out of my own depression and worked toward going back to school, when I figured things out, and don't get me wrong, I'm still trying to figure some things out, things changed. When I stopped being resentful of others who were making it. You understand, your next door neighbor growing up might be a multimillionaire, and maybe you're a thousandaire, maybe 100aire, but you're not competing with your next door neighbor. You're competing with you. You're competing with yourself to be better each and every day and each and every year than you were before. Now we're going to have hiccups. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to have those habits, hurts, and hangups that hold us back. Okay, brush it off. Stand up straight, chest out, shoulders back. Put your boots on one at a time. It was years later when I changed my mindset and I thought those managers, those leaders, those successful people were just made differently. And I realized they put their shoes on the same way we do, one at a time. They're jacket on a certain way. They lock their cars and doors at night, and they watch some of the same TV shows we do. They usually don't watch a lot of nonsense on TV, though. They usually spend a lot of their waking hours thinking a little differently about how to make things just a little better for them and their friends and family, of course. So sure, they know what's going on around them, but they don't have to fall into the news or the negativity or people pointing fingers at them. Sure, they know what's going on, but they don't focus on that negativity. They focus on the positive energy ahead of them and what they can learn. And what I've learned myself is what brings better joy to you than just making money. Obviously, not working for someone brings a lot of joy, but it's when you can help someone else figure things out and help them find joy in their own lives. It may be more money, it may be more success, it may be just more time at home with their loved ones without the stress of a boss breathing down their neck each and every day. Don't get me wrong, every one of us, when we're young, we need to work for someone. We need to work, we need to see what they're doing, but understand when we're working for someone, we're helping them get their success. We're helping them get their goals. We're helping them buy that house and car. And that's okay. We all need to go through that process until we figure out what we can do for ourselves. Now, we've heard this adage or the saying time and time again. I'd rather have 1% of 100 people than 100% of my efforts. 100% of my efforts is not going to help me make the living and lifestyle that I want. But if I can help 100 people and I just get 1 or 2% of whatever they're doing, first of all, then they're going to learn, hey, they all get 100 people and they get 1 or 2% of what they're doing, and everyone wins without burning yourself out. Now, we hear about people work on the internet, oh, work 15 minutes a day and make $1,000 a month or whatever it is. Well, $1,000 a day, whatever it is, that works. But you have to do concentrated effort. I do have an email campaign. I do have marketing online. I do have a blog. I do have. But you need to be consistently putting out content and sharing and not bragging, but talking about services and products that you have that can help someone else. Once we get that mindset of us and what we want and what we can get, and more focus on someone else and help them get what they want and what they deserve, help them come home from work. Heck, help someone make an extra $500 a month. That's a great car payment, even a mortgage in some places. Anyways, what inspires you? Figure that out quickly and find a coach, a mentor, someone like me to nudge you every now and then and remind you that you have a purpose in this world. Remind you that we were created for a certain, like I said, purpose. And I think our purpose is to serve and help others, accomplish their own goals, and find what family, community, love is really about. Because when we can focus on others and serving, then every day is a giving day, not just around Christmas. We can celebrate better because as we're giving to others, often it comes back to us tenfold, 20-fold, whatever, a lot of folds. It comes back greater than we're giving out to begin with. Don't need to give out your last dollar, but you do need to tithe and put away for your savings and all those things too. And the extra you can do things with, but always pay yourself first, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Feed yourself and pay yourself what you deserve. You matter. You are important. You are successful in the person that God created you to be. But it's up to you, it's up to me to be all that we can be. You know, life really can be great despite what may be going on around us. That is going on around us. And guess what? Next year is going to be something else. And the year after is going to be something else. And regardless, are you going to have that smile? Or are you just going to take the punch and say, oh, not again, not again. Oh, woe is me. Get out of that woe is me mentality. You understand, anytime there's a chaos, a disruption, a war, a pandemic, there are more and more wealth being created, usually for the wealthy, because they got their mindset changed. Like, how can I monopolize or monetize what's going on around me? Sure, we can live in fear all of our lives and do what people are telling us to do, or we can live a little smartly and watch and observe those who have what we want, what we deserve, what we want to share with others. Make today and every day of your life count and live with that purpose and find a way to get motivated, have that smile on your face. Maybe you need a puppy, maybe you need a kid, maybe, hopefully you're married if you decide to do that, but we all need a partner in life, regardless of who that is. We need a partner, a business partner, a loving partner, a marriage, of course, husband, wife, all those things. Could be your children. But we need someone to bounce ideas off with. We need someone to help nudge us in the right direction. Look me up, Joseph Skoda. Looking for a mentor? Give me a call. Looking for a coach? Give me a call. Looking for a business to jump into that you won't regret or feel bad about? Yeah, look me up. Want to find to get a 2-year degree in 12 years? Well, you can look me up, but I'm going to show you a way to jumpstart your career in that aspect. And don't, we want to learn from other people's mistakes and not repeat. I made a lot of mistakes, and I guarantee you I'll make a few more. Maybe I can shave a couple years of mistakes away from you. Who knows? Maybe you can help me. Anyways, you're in the office with Joseph Skoda. Proud to be here, proud to serve, and I hope you feel the same way, because God is great and you are created for a purpose. Find it. Bye now.
John is an employee at one of the most famous firms in the city of New York, so his job is very hectic, and he realized that it is necessary for him to go and finally take a vacation. But he went on a vacation without planning out the details, and wasn't able to truly enjoy where he went because he had to think about so many things that he didn't plan for. Instead of enjoying his time away from work, he came back with more stress that he was not able to take full advantage of his vacation. But this year, a coworker suggested him to try World Ventures this time to make his vacationing more enjoyable and less stressful. They do not require you to plan anything outside of your transportation, which is also available at discounted rates. Your stay, your transport, and many meals are planned by the club. John liked the idea very much. He tries World Ventures, and his experience with the club was amazing, as he made many friends there with whom he had a great time. John recommends that everyone should try this club, as they are the best in business. See how the VIP-vacation-club.com can give you the right experience without all the hassle. Enjoy the VIP experience that only World Ventures.
Look around where I am today. I happen to be in Morro Bay, California.
No. Audition over.
So, I expect to be seeing you sending in your new videos with your new original tracks that you can make off your phone to darkmusictelevision@gmail.com.
Entertainment moves forward. The show must go on.
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
I just thought of, this weekend is the final part of the Star Trek convention. I don't know if you grew up watching Star Trek, but they have it at the Rio.
Sometimes we're sick, sometimes we're well, sometimes we're making more money, some less. So sometimes we're fat, sometimes we're thin.
Guys, let's talk world here at social media shows. Go at socialmediashows.com.
Movie Friday, I'm all about it. Two of my three favorite things.
I know why. I had a living maid for 29 years.
I know.
Rock on! That was our whole purpose when we started this.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
As we continue to grow and build a brand, social media shows continue to develop and discover new possibilities to help one another. Our affordable services will help us move to the next level of our journey. Host your own show to inspire or entertain others for as low as $150 per month.
You have 20 shows a week, live stream.
We are looking for sponsors. We showcase your business products and services on our network to be seen by your target market for as low as $200 a month.
That's 2 percentage points short of reaching critical mass, which will lead to faster results. We have 20 plus shows with a reach of over 80,000. We'll give you commercial ads, website link, and connections to nonprofit organizations.
Let us promote and advertise your event, giving your venue the red carpet treatment. This platform allows venues that feature entertainment, singers, bands, DJs, comedy, fashion, corporate events, and family events to be showcased in a new direction that also involves your audiences. Starts at $200 an hour. We also provides video editing, website builder, commercial video for your business, music videos, photography, provided by our affiliates. As we build our community, we pay it forward. Our nonprofit organization GI Connections is all about giving back to our community. Join us create outreach programs to help our community and live a happy, peaceful, and unity. Let us bring the world to you.
Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe, with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show, and you can be anything you want to be. So let's bring the community together, and let's bring the world to you. Join us now. We've reached the age of live streaming on social media shows. You may ask, we're already ahead of the curve, so why do you need to advertise with us? Well, only 8% of the businesses in the US are using digital advertising to grow their business. That's 2 percentage points short of reaching critical mass, which will lead to faster results. We have 20 plus shows with a reach of over 80,000. We'll give you commercial ads, website link, and connections to nonprofit organizations. So get your brand ready for digital monetization, for we are looking for sponsors, which will bring more traffic to your business and ultimately mean more sales. So let's bring the world to you. Inquire now.
Here in the office with Joseph Skoda, G.I. Joe Skoda. And we're marking the 20th anniversary of September 11, 2001, when, terrorism attacked us here on American soil. It not only affected Americans, but affected people that fight for freedom around the world. And we let it know if America can be attacked, so can the rest of the world. And there was a short period where we all came together, where we all brought our strength, brought our camaraderie, brought fellowship together to fight terrorists and terrorism back at home. There's a time when America stood up again and was proud, and people were helping to come to our aid and helping us fight, because we fought terrorism around the world for decades and decades. 20 years later, are we much better off than we were back then? No, because the years after September 11th, we became so sensitive. We have to be careful about our Muslim brotherhood and how they feel about being around us and other people. And don't get me wrong, I have friends literally around the world who I would give my shirt to. But we have those that want to come into America, infiltrate us from the inside and change our beliefs, our values. And you, America, are letting it happen. We have been letting the enemy come in, thanks to a couple presidents ago, come on into our political realm, into our leadership, and changing things around. Where I can't even wear an American hat, a cowboy hat, or a flag behind me sometimes without someone will want to make me feel bad about my beliefs, about being an American. You and I need to stop being so overly sensitive and cowing down to the world because we might offend them. Are you freaking kidding me? They offended me. Do you want to put a mosque up there on Ground Zero in New York City? Are you freaking kidding me? We need to get back to the basics of what America stands for. Sure, we're a melting pot of cultures all around the world, and that is part of our strength. But don't you dare come here from another country and want to change us and what we believe in. And we have people in political office right now that don't give a damn rat's ass about American values. Just the bottom line, the dollar. Well, you better believe it's true. Yes, we have a COVID issue out there right now, but we also have a Secretary of State that lost thousands and thousands and thousands of emails. We could talk about Benghazi. We could talk about how it just goes on and on. Letting the enemy into our political offices. And they're here, right now, destroying us, making us want to fight one another, causing so much division. Ever since BLM got into the NBA and the MLB and NFL and XYZ, it's causing even more division in our country when we should be coming together to fight the terrorism, foreign and domestic enemies. Stop cowing down to all this crap that's causing division in our world, in our own families. This is ridiculous. I served 21 years in the Air Force, and I come back and I have to watch what I say and what I do and what I act. If people want to take away my guns or my weapons, what the hell's wrong with you? Someone's got to fight this country. There's going to come a time when you and I are going to have to decide, are we actually going to fight for what's left in this country worth fighting for? Or are we just going to cower away and be yellow bellies? We're changing sports teams' names. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Tearing down statues. Are you kidding me? You want to tear down a couple statues? I could tell you a couple statues that need to go down that offend me and many Americans around the world. But you don't want to hear about that. You and I need to start getting off our butts, do our own research, teach our children right from wrong, and remind one another that nothing is free. If I had the powers to be, every American citizen coming out of high school would spend a minimum 3 years serving. 3 years. It takes 2 years just to learn your job, 3 years. And the longer you serve, the more benefits that you should receive. Absolutely. Not everyone deserves free health care the rest of their life, but the longer you put in, sure, why not? You earned it. But if more of us would go back to the Pledge Allegiance to the flag, and more of us would go back to seeing what America is founded on, and more of us would understand why we're fighting in foreign lands to keep the fight over there, maybe we can have just a little more love for one another in this country. And that starts with service. You and I need to serve to find out what is good. And there's a lot of good in America. There's a lot of good people in my neighborhood. There's a lot of good people everywhere, even in politics. There's a lot of good people. Are you and I going to let a 10% rule us and tell us how to act, how to feel, what we're supposed to be thinking? I certainly hope not. I am so disappointed in America these last 20 years, yeah, probably longer. We've had good years, we've had bad years, sure. But to let politics get in the way of American rights, you know how many illegals are in California right now? Yes, illegals coming across the border, staying on military installations, not far from where I'm living right now. We have people coming across the border. We're flying people in from Afghanistan. The enemy also. Have they been vetted? Did they have their shots? Do we know if they have COVID? We're bringing disease. We're bringing the enemy right into our backyard. And a lot of you want to say, well, we got to raise the taxes so we can help provide their needs because that's what we're supposed to do. Do you know how many American veterans are on the streets right now? Do you know how many have been on the streets in the past and didn't know where their next meal was coming from? Do you know how many of us lost our families or got divorced or other situations because of all the stress of providing and need of other people in foreign lands and not knowing what's going on back home? Sometimes we can't talk about what's happening. I used to be so proud to be an American. In my neighborhood in the last year or so, see flags turned upside down. We see flags disappearing altogether. We're finding in distress. So when you turn your American flag upside down, we're in distress. We are in distress. Don't you dare get that wrong. We are struggling, we are suffering, and too many people don't see it. You might sense I'm angry. I am angry. I am angry because guess what? We have the what do you call it? The enemy over there in Kabul, say the U.S. Embassy right now, celebrating 20 years after attacking our Twin Towers in the Pentagon. Al Qaeda, Taliban, wherever you want to call them. We left, our government left billions of dollars worth of equipment. And guess what? They've killed Americans with our own equipment that we left behind. They killed many of our allies out there, the Afghanians and some others that have been helping us help them provide better future for themselves. And when asked about it, certain vice president and other people just kind of laugh it off. Are you kidding me? Stop this political thinking and do what's right. Do what's right. If this is a Chinese flu, it's a Chinese flu. Or whatever, disease, we all got different diseases and issues around the world, and we should come together and help one another out. But when we're lying to our own people, and we're not being truthful around the world about what's really going on, who can you trust? There was a time where you can trust someone with the red, white, or blue. I encourage you strongly to find out what that means and what that's all about. Now, I'm saddened and angry, and I rarely get off on a rage like this. But during 9/11, back when this happened, I was already in the Middle East. And sure, it was scary. We all saw the same planes attacking the world, Twin Towers around the world, regardless of where we were, and we're all in shock. I don't care what country you're from. We're in shock that America is being attacked. And the scary part for me, already being in the military and overseas at that particular time, was not being able to connect or contact my own family. Phones were down, understandably, but I didn't know what's going on in the United States at the time, and they didn't know what was going on with me in the Middle East at the time. Things got so bad and so scary for a while that even my ex-wife proposed to me and says, hey, this could be the end days. Let's just get married and do the best we can. And it made sense. The marriage didn't last, but it made sense at that moment in time. Some things are more important than all this crap around us. It's coming together and being strong and being there supportive and loving for one another. Now, I'm not saying go out there and look for your ex and get remarried. That is something we had to go through. But you could still have a compassion for your ex. Come on, you did love them once upon a time. Don't need to fall into the same old traps and routines, but have a mutual respect, especially if you have kids. Now, I'm telling you, I'm angry. I love this country, but I really hate where it's turned to. And the majority of Americans are oblivious to what's happening, to what's really happening. They're looking at mainstream media, they're watching half truths and not really paying attention to what's going on in the background. Can't you see it's so obvious? We're being distracted constantly while things are going on back here that you and I are not supposed to know about. And on a side note, in California, we have a governor. I'm not going to mention it, but going up for recall in a couple of days. As Americans, we need to vote. But don't do it blindly. Figure out why there's a recall. Figure out what the purpose of this is. Figure out why we have elections every few years and why we're voting for this person instead of that person. We're Americans. We have the freedom to choose. And yet we have so many followers in this country who don't even want to hear the truth, don't care about the truth, even when it affects them. We get affected by higher taxes. We get affected by letting illegals into our country and providing health care and those sorts of things. We get affected when people are out of jobs, unless you happen to work for Walmart or some of the bigger conglomerates. All of our mom and pop stores have to go out of business. Yeah, that's where the jobs have gone and disappeared. Our government said, sorry, you guys stay closed, but you can remain open over here. Yeah, that happened in America. It's happening today. Thousands, millions of people out of work. And don't get me wrong, we need to stop this stimulus package stuff and start putting people back to work. The government has screwed us. And I'm tired of it. We need to stand up and have that apple pie and cornhole races and NASCAR, whatever. And get back to a simpler time where we just can have fun having fun. Now we can't even enjoy our sports teams. We need to make some real changes really, really quick before it's too late. Some say it's already too late. It's going to take generations for us to fix what's just happening the last few months. This is our life, America. Don't go hate people around the world and bring up this racism and prejudices. Stop that. We can enjoy one another's cultures, but darn, don't let the enemy in. Don't change your way of life, and don't you dare bow down and be afraid of offending someone. If you're offended, that's your problem. I'm done apologizing. Life is too short for me to walk on eggshells while you go and do what you want to do. Not no more in my watch. I'm getting freaking tired of this. With all that being said, hey, America is the greatest country on the planet Earth, or we have been for many, many years, but we're losing credibility fast. Not just with those around the world, but we're losing credibility here in America. And quite frankly, we did it to ourselves. Stop. It's time we take a stand once again. Do what's right. Do what's right. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda. September 11th. Understand what it means. Understand what we fought for. Understand why the world came together for a short period of time in real peace. Have to destroy the enemy. Thank you. If you liked our show, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or find us on any social media platform, Instagram, of course, Facebook. Like, subscribe, share. We appreciate it. Let us know your thoughts and join our team. Anyways, we appreciate you staying tuned week after week, day after day, because we continuously build up our network to bring to you what you're asking for. Have a great day.